Hello, Paul Stryer here with Digital Course Warriors. This is video number 11 of 14 in a series on how to create professional videos with nothing more than a cell phone. And today's step is talking about lighting. We talked about lighting in a previous video, but I like to talk about it in a separate video and talk a little bit more in depth about lighting. Now, before we get started, please make sure you hit the like buttons and the heart buttons and all those social media things. Click subscribe, click the little bell, and please share this with as many of your friends as possible so that we can get these learning videos out to as many people as we possibly can. So back to the lighting. So I say we're making these videos on how to create videos with nothing more than your cell phone, and I'm kind of lying a little bit because I have a selfie tripod and a mount here, and I also have a lavalier microphone, which we've talked about in previous videos in the series. But I want to talk about lighting today just in case you decide you need lighting for your video. Now, if you take it outside during the day, a lot of times you have plenty of light, natural light. Sometimes you have too much light. Sometimes you have shadows. You need to be careful of shadows as well. So when you're framing your shot, which we did in the previous video, make sure that there's no shadows anywhere, shadows on your face or shadows behind you on the wall or whatever it is that might distract the viewer. You want to make sure that there's nothing that will distract the viewer with your backgrounds, as we talked about in the previous video, and the lighting as well. You want to make sure that your whole face is lit up and that things look good and that they can see you well. If you're in a dark room, you might need lights. Now, if you can't afford really great lights, like on Amazon, for about $100 you can get a kit of 4 lights that are really super good on tripods and everything, so you can really get some great lighting on your background, lighting on you, and really, make things look great. But if you can't, just grab some lamps around the house and bring them into the room where you're at and just get extra lighting in the room. And you can even pull the shade off of a light, and you can actually take a piece of cardboard and put tin foil on it and put it behind the light to reflect the light onto you so that you have a little bit more light on you. So there's a lot of really cheap things you can do to make home lights be really good lights, like making the cardboard with aluminum on it so that you can have reflectors. With that being said, you need to set up your lights for your lighting, and as I'm alluding to, just watch out for shadows. Watch out for your face being fully lit or whatever your subject is going to be. If you're doing a video, let's say you're doing a video on tarot cards, well then of course you want to make sure the cards are lit up real well and the camera is angled on it so that the camera is not producing a shadow, but so that you can see whatever the subject is that you want to be able to film. I have one lady that's doing online courses on how to do dog grooming, and her lighting was really low, and she did her first 5 or 6 videos and took a lot of time to do them. And I got him, I said, the lighting is really terrible, you really can't see, and also your audio is bad. You're in your bathroom and it's all echoey, so it just wasn't good. So I helped her get a microphone. We got her in a better room. We got some carpet underneath her. We did a bunch of stuff like that, and we brought in a bunch of home lights, and she made reflectors out of aluminum foil and cardboard. You take a big piece of cardboard and cover it in aluminum, tape it down to it, and then put it behind the light aiming at you, and that's it. You have a reflector. So that's it for today. That is all you need to do, is just make sure that everything's lit up well, and of course make sure all the previous things we talked about, like your background looks good and there's nothing distracting the viewer and all that stuff. With that being said, make sure you do all the likes, do all the shares, do all the hearts, the subscribes, all that stuff, and I hope you have a great day. Cheers.